All right, everybody, we're back with another episode of Nick Wholesales Houses, and let me tell you what, this episode is going to be fire. You're going to love it. It's with Chris Summers, the biggest realtor in all of Philadelphia, so I'm super excited to sit down with him. He was actually, 2 years ago, my first major guest that I ever had. 2 years later, we're having him back on. This is episode, I think, 52, so it's a cool full circle moment for me, but I know y'all are going to love it. We're going to talk all things real estate, all things Philly real estate, all things Philly, baby. Let's go. But before we get into it, you know the drill. This episode is brought to you by Renovo Financial. So if you want a hard money loan, don't even think about it. Just hit me up and I'll link you with Renovo. They're going to set you straight. If you're a landlord, you got all these rentals and you want to do a cash out refi, not a problem, brother. They do everything in-house, one-stop shop. So I'll get you with them. They'll do a cash out refi for you, and it's going to be so easy, so simple, and you're going to love it. I promise you that. So let's get into the pod, everybody. Happy hunting.
Get closer now?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can stand it.
That's just been my goal. That's why I wanted to do the podcast. So
Yeah, there we
get
go.
a little tighter with the wholesalers.
That's right. That's right.
I know that's right.
Are we good?
Yeah, but if you want, you can move like 1 inch that way.
This way?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It's so comfortable here, man.
No, it's the best.
Yeah, thank you for having me back on.
Chris, thank you so much for having me, for coming back on me. You were it's funny, you and Derek Boone were my two, first big guests. And I filmed with Derek the other day, and I'm filming with you today. So it's like a very full circle movement kind of for me.
Oh, well, I mean, congrats on that.
We're ripping, bro.
Hello, everyone. This is like one of the best podcasts in the city.
Thank you so much.
Ringing, I have notifications. Things are happening, right?
Hey, things are moving and grooving. I just put on D&D, so hopefully it doesn't come through unless they call me 10 times.
And I just want to say, for you and some of the other people I know that have a podcast, I think number one, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Time, the commitment, the consistency, and bringing good guests on too, right?
Of course.
So I've been wanting to do a podcast, but I've been fortunate enough to be on other people's podcasts.
Yes,
so
it's like having a boat.
It's like a wholesaler said, other people's money. I'm just going on other people's podcasts.
Exactly.
OPW. But
it's more fun if it's somebody else's pod.
Yeah. Because you could just show up a little bit less, I have a monthly Summers team meeting, right?
Yes.
But I really take a lot of time to go over what's going to be said and highlight some big things. It's just once a month, right? So there's a lot of planning and due diligence with that. So I know, for you probably have the best video and the audio guy. People can't see it, but he's right there.
Right there. I've had the same guy, since episode 1.
Gets back to content and consistency.
Right?
But no, seriously,
My
kudos.
guy, thank you so much. Let's get into it. There we go. All right, Chris. So fill me in, man. What's going on with Philly real estate? I have not been doing much in Philly on the wholesale side of things. I kind of have gotten out of the city largely. So fill me in. What's going on?
Well, I mean, it's funny you said that, and I think to me that's kind of like a small microcosm of the market as a whole. Because there's a couple new construction development guys that I'm not mentioning names, bad respect to them. Yeah, but after COVID, they said, Chris, we are leaving Philly. And not for nothing, every once in a while I'd see a lot deal. I'll text it to them because I'd rather let someone know about a deal than not let them know, and then they might find out later. How come you didn't tell me? Yeah, he reminded me. I'm only, building in New Jersey, or I left Philly, and not for nothing. Yeah, a lot of the new construction guys have done that, number one. Number two, a lot of your smaller investors, instead of releasing when their tenant moved out, they're like, hey, we're getting out.
Yeah.
Right? And in a weird way, where the city tried to protect the tenant, with this, we don't need regulations, right? A lease is a lease, and it means something. Yeah, but when they tried to protect the tenant, too much crap happened, and the rental inventory, at least for homes, has gone down. What happened? Rental prices went up, and so a lot of these smaller investors A, have sold their properties, but B, more importantly, they're not buying, right? Mm-hmm. So this smaller investor, at least for now, has left the market. A lot of the new construction people have left the market. We still have some construction out there. And the paradigm is, we're here, this building is incredible, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're here, the Alta, but a lot of the new, especially in Northern Liberties, if you think about it, people are like, oh, there's so much construction everywhere. Yes. But how much is it for sale where homeowners are moving?
Oh, almost none.
Zero.
I don't remember the last time I saw somebody making an actual house. It's all like luxury co-op living style places,
Yep.
but that's it.
Yeah, and then, hey, that demand has been there, but now, there's obviously there's a little bit of saturation in the market. I do think for the investors out there, where there is less competition of you're competing with other investors, that, hey, I can find an investor looking for 10 to 15% built-in equity all day long. All day long. The Section 8 has become maybe a little bit more advantageous to a smaller investor than a cash tenant, which I think is good and bad. Yeah, because some areas, that's not really set up for a Section 8, right?
No.
Are you going to do a Section 8 in Northern Liberties? Some people have. Yeah, but typically that wasn't the thought 4 years ago.
Yeah, if you want to be a Section 8 person, you're not really thinking, let me buy in Northern Liberties.
Correct. So when you put all that together and a lot of other, I think the city needs to do a much better job with policy. Why don't we have an anti-squatting bill? Why? Who's in city council? We know who's in city council, but why there's not something out there to protect ownership rights, to protect homeowners, whether you live there or not. Why are we better? Why does the squatter have so much more rights than the property owner?
I have no idea.
I don't even know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then as a result, that kind of messes up the market from an affordability standpoint. Well, thank heaven, mortgage rates dropped a lot. That might be the biggest part of the market. Because where has the affordability come from the city and the state? Not much. They did a bill to build 40,000 affordable homes, but at the same time, the transfer tax was raised again.
And we were already the highest transfer tax in the country.
Yeah, so we're hurting 95% of all the buyers and sellers out there, and we're maybe getting 40,000 new units. Okay, great. Yeah, but anyway, so look, I think the market is okay. I think we're really setting up for a big pent up demand. Yeah, the long answer to your question, but the good news, our team, I'm really proud of our team this year. Yeah, we're way above the trends of, our transactions as a team are up 30%-ish year over year. Production, as a result, is up about the same year over year. At the same time, the city of Philadelphia transactions are down again, year over year, maybe 2%. Yeah, but since 2022, can I just say the name Bidenomics? Can I say that?
Yeah, you say whatever you want.
Bidenomics, inflation, affordability. We got crushed in 2023. Yeah, transactions were down 30% year over year. That's a recession.
Yes,
within the industry.
They won't say that it's happening. But yes.
I say it all the time, and then people come to me they're like, "We're not in our industry
is in a
recession." Homeowners' prices are doing fine, but I think that's an important thing to realize. So, we're down 30%. 2023, 2024, we were down another 3 or 4%. This year, it looks like we'll be down another fraction of a percent. But I think the big picture, either whether it's an agent or an investor, I know you have a lot of investors that watch your podcast, or if you're just a regular buyer and seller, the good news, at least for us, and I'm sure it's the same, for you in your industry, is that when things get a little bit tighter, the people that have the market share already typically goes up. Yeah, because if you're a seller in this market, you're not going to list with the nephew, even if you have I was going to say something that might not have been correct. You're not going to go with the agent with a couple years of experience, because it's a very, very difficult market in the city of Philadelphia right now.
Yeah, all over the place, but especially in Philadelphia.
Correct.
Especially in Philadelphia.
Correct. And like that, the NAR, like commission change like that. I mean, nothing really changed with us, but that raised just a lot of questions and whatnot.
Yes.
It's like the worst time for our industry, like at a quote, quote, recession already to like have to deal, with that. But I mean, in a way, to me, that was like, when you have more transparency, that's a good thing too, right?
Yes.
I mean, wholesalers have transparency, right?
Yeah,
You have to get like a license now. I
Well,
think.
yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
There's so much regulation, and it's funny because it is said to be under the guise of helping the seller. It really only hurts the seller. It helps the city and the state collect more closing fees
Correct.
and collect more transfer tax, but
Correct.
all it does is put the power back into the people that are well capitalized and that have teams.
Correct.
I'm capitalized, and I have a team. I have the ability to be licensed. I have people on my team. I have salespeople that are licensed. So for me, it's great,
Right.
Because all of the young people who are just starting out,
Yeah.
I'm not competing with them. I'm only competing with people that are spending big boy dollars.
Big boy
right?
dollars. Yeah.
So like before,
Is there a name for that? BBD?
big boy dollars.
dollars?
I like the term well capitalized, right?
WC.
And the well capitalized.
That's like a
WC.
toilet in Europe. But LC
Yes,
here
yes.
is
But-
well capital. Yeah.
But for instance, like a young person that's new, like a new wholesaler, he'll be happy making $5,000. He'll be happy making $10,000. He's
Correct.
not spending any money on marketing, so making $5,000
Yep.
is a huge deal for him, right? So now when you're a seller, like a seller in this instance, they're only dealing with well capitalized people,
Correct.
like myself. And now I got to buy the thing or resell it, or I got to roll the dice, and we'll still assign it, or we'll do like an installment sale. We're all legal. We're fine to do it, but they can still back out at any time, so it's risky. But like, I got to get it at it. Like all my competition that was bidding the price up, they're all gone.
They're all gone.
And now it's all guys that have expensive marketing.
Right.
Like to get a deal cost me $5,000 minimum. So like I need to make X amount on that.
Yep.
I'm only competing with people that are making the same amount. So sellers are making less money than they were when the young kids were in there desperate for a deal. So it's very interesting,
Yeah, and I mean, and not for nothing, Nick, it kind of, I mean, it's not apples for apples, but like, it does remind me a little bit of the financial crisis.
Okay.
You might be a little too young.
I'm too young.
Yeah.
I'm too young.
Yeah.
To school me.
But, well, it's not really a schooling. It just is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
when you have market contractions, I mean, I think Warren Buffett has a quote or whatever, like, people will become the most millionaires from recessions, from
Yes.
blow-ups, whatever you want to call that. Yeah, but the financial crisis, obviously, a lot of realtors left the system. You had a lot of you had tons of mortgage people out there. Like everyone was a mortgage person or title companies. Yeah, like that. All that kind of got cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, and then so people leave, and then all those people in those segments, maybe their business went down, but at the same time, they got stronger either by adding better people or the people that did need to go somewhere, with to the Apple phone instead of Motorola.
There we go.
So that's you. You're the Apple of wholesaler.
Yeah, take it, baby. Yeah, there we go.
And the same thing in the summer state, I would say it's the same thing. Like we're like, the Apple. Not to say that other people aren't, but like it's hard, at least in the realtor industry, right?
Yes.
I mean, like when I came in, it was a little bit different, but like there's so many moving parts and different things. Like it's all over the place. And back in the day, like brokerages would say, "Oh, we have leads." No brokerages really have leads now. It's very little, but teams do, right? Because we can invest in whatever the likes are, these third-party sites, Zillow, but we have like Movoto, Fast Expert, like fill in the blank, combined just with our general huge database, where brokerages really aren't set up for that these days. Back of the day, it offer floor time. But that's gone. People really aren't calling off of for sale signs.
No.
And I mean, some people are getting leads in social media. Like, there was social media. But like the social media obviously is a little bit diluted. Your podcast, obviously not being the case.
Yes, there we go.
And that's where it gets back to consistency. But yeah, I think if you're a new wholesaler, if you're a new realtor, if you're a new mortgage broker or whatever, like I think your best decision, is go somewhere, where there's market share.
Yes,
Where
you get
there's
involved with a good
people.
team.
Right. And then can I do a plug for the wholesaler?
Please do it.
I was at some event last week.
Whose event was it?
I don't know if it was one person's event, but we have a mutual friend, Greg.
Yes.
So was that his? I don't know.
It was me and Greg's event. Me
Oh.
and Greg at Resacco.
I know that's right. But to me, there was another event there, and both were a little hot and humid. But us, big guys, so we made it through. Yeah, but just to be around like some of the best people that do that in the industry, if you're not at events like that in the future, you're missing out.
Oh, big time.
And that was a fantastic event. It was great seeing you. And
thank you, man.
and like,
Right back at you.
yeah. But yeah, that's important, right? And I think since COVID, including me to a certain extent, people just aren't doing things like that as much as they used to. Some people are still doing that just as much or more. I mean, I'm sure you are, because that's kind of like your forte. But I think as a reminder, for all of us, it's we got to step up our game. Yeah. When it comes to networking, learning, becoming who you surround yourself with.
I'm a big believer in that. You got to get out of the streets. You got to let them see you.
Can I share a movie analogy?
I would love it.
Okay. And I don't think you're too young for the Devil's Advocate.
All right, let me hear it.
Well, that was Keanu Reeves. I can never pronounce his name right. Al Pacino.
Okay.
Keanu just joined a law firm. He was a little new. Yeah, Al Pacino was the owner, but he was also the devil. But so they were going to some appointments, and then they were taking the subway in New York City. I mean, imagine you take the subway in New York City now. The young attorney was like, "Hey, why aren't we taking a limo?" Or I forget what he said. And Al Pacino was like, "I love this thing." And for people watching, they might have heard me say this before, is you got to stay in the trenches. You got to stay where the people are, or maybe that's being humble, because if you forget about that, then you're forgetting something about the bigger picture of your mission, your business, your clientele, your city, where you are, infrastructure, giving back, all of that stuff combined. And to me, I always remember that movie. I mean, there's some other weird parts of that, but from a sales standpoint, does that kind of make sense now?
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that has such an impact on you based how I see you move. You are so involved with the community around here. I always see you running around. You lead all the Facebook groups over here. You're so active, involved in everything. So I feel like you, of all people, are very much, you're in the trenches. You're so involved.
Yeah, and sometimes, it's always a two-way street. If you're always in the trenches, but not out, here, doing business or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a balance.
You got no power. That doesn't work, yeah.
But that kind of reminds me, it's not the best example. I got to clean up the Facebook page, though. But years ago, maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it could be longer or whatever. Yeah, I started a Facebook group called Northern Liberties Philly Neighborhood.
Yes.
It's up to 20,000 members. I am the administrator and the owner. And I'm just proud that it has this many members. There's some spam stuff in there, Nick. I got to get rid of that.
Yeah, that would be a full-time job.
Yeah, I have to hire, if a realtor post does a spam listing, I might just delete that. It's okay, but to me that's one example of taking the initiative to do something.
Yes.
And whatever it might be. Yeah, but the mission for that back in the day was to have businesses that have a little bit more online kind of, hey, here's who we are. Yeah, because the other Facebook page, was really just more for the residents. So I think the question for all of us is hey, what can we do today that helps a group or a community, and in turn, over time, that helps yourself.
I like that.
I'm going deep here, right?
like that.
That's
You're
a
real deep. Oh, man. I dig it. I dig it. Heck yeah. There we go. So at this point, how big is your team?
Good question. Our team had, and I'm proud of this too.
Yeah.
In 2024, I'm like, hey, we need to grow the team a little bit, and at the same time, we had a couple of people that weren't really doing much.
Okay.
Which wasn't, it just is what it is, right? Yeah, but so the people that weren't doing much kind of did something. I support them if they want to come back, or I don't know. So some people just move, right? Yeah, so in business, I think you have to account to some level of attrition, whether people move or leave an industry. But I guess long story short, I think it's going to be pretty close. In the beginning of 2024, I think we had maybe about 20 agents. And today, we have 30. So, I mean,
All right.
it might not sound like a lot, but we're also, our team, I'm kind of very selective in a way in terms of who joins our team. But if you take a step back, I know the numbers are, the percentages, are higher with the lower numbers, but I'm very happy with 50% growth of solid agents, on our team, over not as much year to year, but over 18 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 30 agents, and then obviously we have several, admin, full-time, as part of the model, having a listing manager, transaction manager, operations manager, and so forth. So we got that part. 2 marketing partners, photography and video partners. And it's those things that again, a solo agent or a small brokerage.
Good luck.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, obviously there was big news last week with Compass buying Anywhere. And I wouldn't be surprised, in this tougher market, if there is more mergers or if there's more consolidation.
Okay.
As a result, and again, it's the same thing probably in every sub-segment of the real estate industry.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm not answering these questions too long, but I try to be thorough.
Oh, you're answering these perfect. That's why I wanted to have you on. I know you were to answer it and give them the real stuff.
Yeah,
so I like that.
No half stepping on the Nick podcast, Chris Summers. It's keeping it real.
Yeah,
right. And keeping it light too at the same time. But there's no reason to sugarcoat, and I think it is what it is.
Yeah.
But people, you can't just, you gotta. I think in these markets, working hard and smart. It's a cliche, right? But
it's true.
Yeah, you just can't really expect to have things kind of fall in your lap. And I think that was more the case, either pre-COVID.
2021. Oh, man. Things that was make-believe time, 2021. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
No, and then not for nothing, just to circle back to your event. Yeah, I met Greg's son.
Oh, I love Greg's son.
Greg's son was awesome. And I'm like, hey, Greg is going to agree to give me a free T-shirt.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't really know you. And I'm like, all right. So I did what I needed to do. And when I left with, I think it was the Philly Investor.
Nice.
And I did wear that out to some football games over the weekend, did some branding. Yeah, if you have some stuff too. Yeah, I won't even charge anything. I just...
You know what? I got a mug. I give to every seller on appointment, so I'll give you a mug.
No, I'll take the mug, and I'll do a photo. I'll do a little social media post.
My God, I would love that.
Right.
There we go.
Boom.
And I got a bunch of these tumblers made, so every appointment I go to, boom, here, you got a tumbler, you got a tumbler. I like it.
It's smart, right?
But no, I'm telling you what, maybe some agents do, and no wholesalers do it.
So what?
No wholesalers are doing that, I tell you.
Yeah, and again, you're right. Very few, but one is right here.
Right here.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. They will forget that, and everyone likes a tumbler. Even if you use it one time and throw it in their trash.
Done, right?
Very nice. So let me ask, with the agents on your team, do you do the marketing and get leads for them? Are they in charge of getting their own leads, or?
I mean, that's an excellent question.
Because y'all are doing something right, obviously.
Correct. I mean, we kind of in a nutshell, our goal for every team member,
yes,
is for their because each each agent like is 1099, right? But they're part of a team, so it's kind of like that interdependent kind of thing. Independent, dependent, interdependent. Our goal is to get them, to the point where their business is 75 to 80% their own sphere, past clients, referrals, and maybe 20% like team prospects, opportunities. We have a few people on our team that percentage might even be like a little bit higher. But they've been with us for a long time. Now, when someone comes in and they're maybe brand new, oftentimes the stats are, 80% of their business. And sometimes for some, it's 100%.
Yeah.
For coming from
Of course.
Yeah. So like everyone's goal is or everyone's system is set up. But I think the good news for our team is or at least for our agents, is we have ample opportunities coming in through a variety of different sources, and a lot of brokerages, and a lot of teams. This is what annoys me the most. Well, can I curse?
You say whatever word you fucking want.
Okay. Yeah, because like they will fucking overpromise and underdeliver. And like
and happens to new people that we all have been there.
Oh yeah, I mean it is what it is, right? Because like most brokerages these days, their version of helping someone get leads is like, back in the day is, well, here's the office right now. Take your cell phone and pick it up. But like with our team, like again, we have a strong partnership with Zillow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was speaking with an agent earlier today who was thinking about joining our team. I think she got some bullshit from some other team. It was literally the month of August. We had 160 connections in 1 month from that lead source alone.
Oh, wow.
I know people have like a love-hate relationship with Zillow, but like you got to like think smart and think about where the consumers are and where could you position yourself as a team to help yourself and help the agents on your team more importantly, versus just giving them the cell phone and say, hey, call your past clients in Sphere. That's important too.
Yes.
But for us, I think to have the benefit of both worlds is that we have some agents Nick on our team, that they're so busy during the year, which is great because I think we help them get them there. Then they're like, hey, pause us, from, getting calls from Zillow or sending leads, in certain neighborhoods that we're focused on because we're busy. And then, then the newer agents can obviously get more during those times. But if that agent gets slow, they want to have a few more opportunities. Like, I really think, having that set up is, I'm a little bit biased.
Yeah.
But I think our setup for lead opportunities for a newer agent is the best of the city of Philadelphia. And I'll just do some shameless self-promotion here.
You deserve it.
Right? And like our generosity as a team is very high. The retention is super high. So we're doing a lot of things right. But like at the same time, I like to be kind of humble. Most of the recruiting is like more people coming to us.
Yes.
Than me reaching out. More like power amount, and I like that. So I don't want to go from 30 agents to 40, where the other 10 are like, what's in it for me, or like, they're not doing any business, and then the numbers look good. To me, it's more about who's doing great business, giving back to the community in their way, being part of our team, where that becomes a win-win, and the prospects that we have. If I give them to Nick or certain people on the team, I know that those prospects, are going to get like, what do they call that? The white glove service.
Yeah, they're going to be taken care of.
Correct, and that's part of reputation, right? So,
yes.
Did I answer your question? I think
fully.
I did. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, having that kind of opportunities is significant, and having like if for the people that have listings or even the buyer side, right? It's really all, in my mind, it's all about database, marketing, social media, and maybe more importantly, reach. Like you could do great social media posts, but if no one's seeing them,
doesn't matter.
Right? Or Nick could know the agreement of sale. I forget. I should know how many pages. How would I say 14? Every line, everything. You know everything. But if you're not really getting in front of people,
who cares?
If you're not really getting opportunities to like help someone buy or sell a house,
then it's worthless.
Okay, what difference does that make, right? So when I have someone new, the training is important, but I see so many people just focus like so much on training that they're not getting out there. I still believe in sales. Yeah, that training is on the job experience. Yeah, like there's nothing wrong with saying, this home inspection, 10 days, 7 days, 2 days, 5 days. Let me get the answer to that.
Yes.
Let me get the answer to your home settlement contingency or this or that. But in the meantime, you're meeting with people. And I know for you guys, or in any industry, sales, real estate, wholesaling, mortgage, fill in the blank, software, we'll go with every capacity. It's like it all gets back to like, how many people did you speak with today, that week? How many people you met with? And let's get off this Zoom crap, right? Unless you have to, if the person's out of state, whatever, do your Zoom appointment. Yeah, but like how many people are you meeting with today, this week, this month?
Yes.
And without that, all this esoteric crap means nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Do you know how many people, Chris, will go, oh, Nikki, I want to get into wholesaling. Send me over your contracts. I want to see them. So, brother, if I send you these contracts, there is a 0% chance you'll ever get a deal. How about this? You get some good leads and you have a person that you need a contract for,
right?
And I'll be happy to send it to you. Like, what are you talking about? Take your phone, call some people, text some people. You need to get a hold of some people and get some appointments and some leads, my boy.
Exactly. And then, it's almost the same thing with social media, AI, or fill in the blank. Hello. We got some phenomenal tenants here.
There we go.
In all the buildings. But, you can do all that exceptional as well, right? Yeah, and if you're not generating leads from that, it's the same thing. What difference does it make?
It doesn't matter. Right? Exactly, right? Yes.
Yeah, people got to get back into, whether it's Glenn Ross.
Oh, yeah.
Right? ABC. Always be close. But I think the good news, again, for people that are watching this, what we're talking about here is this, sales 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even myself, and I think a lot of us could just forget about the basics. But at the end of the day, it's all about the basics. And God bless these disruptors, trying to in the brokerage industry with tech or whatnot. At the end of the day, service is service.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been hearing about these things for years. I've been seeing some tech companies come and go. Is Compass really a tech company? I could say Compass out loud.
Yeah.
Are they? Yes, maybe. No. They're meeting with people. Okay, we got some tech behind it, but so does everyone. Or you can outsource that. At the end of the day, it's about meeting with people and providing great service. The agents that can do that. Yeah, I really believe this. In our industry, we're going to be successful wherever they are.
Oh, 100%.
Compass, KW, Remax, Independent, fill in the blank. The great agents will be successful wherever they are. They might be a little bit more successful. Everything's location-based too. At a place where there's more people around them that can inspire them.
I like that a lot.
I think I think I have some good things here.
Bro, right? Oh, only good things.
What about the video guy? Video guy, do we have some good things here?
Oh, yeah.
Nick's asking some good questions, too.
Always
does.
Do.
I like being the moderator, too.
Yeah, you're a good moderator, too.
I don't know if you see me as the moderator, but I'll get you, and I'll ask you questions on maybe there's a Summerstein podcast that needs to...
Oh, you need to start up the Summerstein podcast. I'll be your first and second guest if you want.
Dude, you're there.
Yeah, there we go. So, Chris, let me ask you, let's take another turn. What's your opinion overall on the on wholesalers?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Yeah,
we get a lot of hate in Philly.
I think the good news, when anyone gets hate, to some extent, that's a sign of success.
Ooh, I like this. Right.
That's another deep one, right? Yeah, because I got some weird shit happen to me and the team over the years, and I kind of took it kind of personally. Yeah, but then once you take a step back, or again, this is being surrounded with the right people, and you know what, Chris? That's a fucking compliment, right? It doesn't matter what that was, but when you get a little bit of these types of things, is also a sign of success.
Yeah.
And at that same time, it's also it's also important like how you handle that too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like you could either come back fighting, you could ignore, you could say, thanks but no thanks, agree to disagree, whatever it is. Yeah, but back in the day, like I did not think highly of wholesalers, right?
Super valid.
Right? I'm
So
honest.
valid.
Yeah, but like,
yeah.
I didn't really know Nick too well back then. Yeah, I didn't know Jabbar too well. I'm just name dropping here, top wholesalers in the city. David Tran or fill in the blank. Frank, what's his last name?
McGovern.
Yeah. You guys.
He moved on. He doesn't. He's Frank's too big for us.
He's just doing the big deals.
Yeah.
I like his thing. It's like, hey, why do a $50,000 deal when you could do $1 million deal?
Yeah.
And that's the case with anything, right?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I'm summarizing that. Like in my mind, back in the day, like the wholesalers, could be clouding up the deal. Yeah, because let's say, they have it under contract for this, they're trying to assign it for this or whatever it might be. Yeah, maybe there's title issues. I'm like, well, if I could just take the wholesaler out, this deal would go to close because there isn't enough money over here for all this. But at the same time, if you flip the switch, if it wasn't for the wholesaler, chances are that conversation with that potential person looking to sell the property might not have happened.
Yeah.
Right? Number one. And then number two, like the better wholesalers at least have, again, that reach. They get stuff under contract. They could at least expand the reach. So to me, that might be more like, what do they call those? Like marriage sites where you're like matching people. Right?
Okay.
Right? And that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So like you guys that do it well, you're expanding the reach, number one. Number two, you're matching people to come together. And if it wasn't for you guys, then a lot of these properties maybe would have never sold. Maybe someone would have lost their property to foreclosure. So like over time, my appreciation went up dramatically. And then of course, over the years, I got a couple good deals from wholesalers. Like Jabbar. A couple things there. Maybe a few others, couple things there. So like, I have much more respect for that over time. And I think that will always be the case. The tangled titles are always going to be the issue, but that's really outside.
Yeah, that's not because of the wholesaler.
Yeah, correct. So, I had one more high-level thought, but it disappeared. So maybe it wasn't that high level.
Hey, there we go. No worries. No worries. All right. Well, last kind of thing I wanna chat with you about. Where do you see Philly real estate going? Where do you see things going? Do you think people are going to start coming back? You think that the investors is going to start coming back? Do you think the mom and pop landlord is going to be able to compete with these big developers making all of this like co-op style living? I know I just hit you with like 3 questions. But.
No, I mean, it's an excellent question. I think I am bullish on all those things.
Okay, you're bullish on Philly, and I'm bullish on Philly, which is a big reason why we get along.
Yeah, exactly. But there's an asterisk to that, right? Because a lot of that, again, if things are going to have more stimulation, that's a good word, right?
Whoa,
stimulated.
Very good.
We need people in city council that understand a city, that understand economics, that understand policy, that understand supply and demand, that aren't driven by rhetoric, but are driven by the growth of a city and what's best for the city, and at the same time is best for the people within the city.
Facts.
Right? Yeah, like a tax abatement has value. In most city, when I was city council GPR president in 2019, I'm meeting with city council people. Nick, they didn't even realize that someone that has a tax abatement still pays real estate taxes on it. And I'm looking in the eye. I did not meet with Helen Gim. Sorry, Helen, I did meet with you because I knew that you just wanted to abolish it. But the tax abatement aside, is we need policy to support real estate. And if we're not supporting real estate, we're not supporting the city.
Facts.
And if we're not doing that, we're not supporting investing in the city. And if we're not doing that, we're not attracting businesses to come into the city. And then that kind of gets back to some tax policy and whatnot too. But at the end of the day, it really starts, I could kind of go on. You can see I get very passionate about that.
Yeah.
But like when these elections come up, there's a very small amount of people that actually go out and vote. And I have a feeling that, like in 2020, obviously things went way over here.
Yeah.
And a lot of whack jobs, all over the country. Just kind of came in. They took advantage of that. In my mind, they were opportunistic. There's tons of politicians that have become millionaires plus based on rhetoric, but they come in and growth goes like this. So at a certain point, people like take a step back, like, you know what? Maybe this person shouldn't be in city council.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm going to vote for this other person because it makes sense. So I think as the makeup of city council shifts a little bit, and Parker's doing a pretty good job as mayor, we need a little bit there, right? And if we get a little bit there, that will really support things moving forward. On the investing side, I think the mom pause will come back. Basically, I mean, what happened hard, people like, oh, these landlords make all this money. But the small mom pop maintenance, repairs, vacancies, and then like the city was like so fucking idiotic, like raising taxes like 30% in 2023. We had
Banging everybody over the head for
we
what?
had the worst inflation year ever. Oh, the government was.
And there was no inflation.
There is no inflation. It's transitory. Does anyone believe this crap? But anyway, so like at the same time, the city, like with the real estate taxes, they went up 1, 2, 300% in some areas. And I know that they were under assessed before, but why not phase that in? Insurance goes way up. So like the cash flow isn't there as much as it used to be. But in my mind, those investments still represent the best opportunities for mom and pa's or your younger, people just looking to invest. Like in my mind, like Port Richmond, some other neighborhoods of the city. I can find someone built in equity 10 to 15% all day long. And I think some of these neighborhoods still have the potential for phenomenal growth. But the biggest thing, my answers are a little bit long.
No, I know.
Okay, cool. But the biggest thing in my mind, and I was wrong this year. Like this year, my prediction was the why own when you can lease, which has been going on way too long. And the city of Philadelphia is like, shouldn't they be thinking about this? Shouldn't they be looking at like our home ownership percentages going down? I mean, do we want to be like a renter city?
No.
I mean, well, at least I hope they're saying
a lot of the cities are renter city.
And it's got like a lot worse. But like, the pent up demand in my mind it's like I don't know what the best analogy is with that. You pour the coffee too much and it goes over and it just explodes, right? Like with our transactions being down so many units, and you put 2021 aside, 2023, 2024, 2025, people are like paying like big lease prices all over or wherever they're leasing, because at some point. And then, again, my prediction was wrong this year because the tariffs came in. Did they really cause more inflation? No. But everyone said that they did. But like the fear, I think, kind of put people aside. Very challenging year. This year from a macro standpoint. But that pent-up demand, if you think about it going to 2026, like those tenants paying this big money for lease, in my mind, a lot of those will convert to homeowners.
Okay.
I think there's a little bit of risk for some of these larger apartment buildings. But like for the mom and pa, like their rental prices for a single family home or whatever it is, it's like there's so little homes for lease, but there's tons of apartments.
Oh my gosh. I could only imagine what the vacancy rates are in a lot of these big buildings. There's so much competition. How can they fill this all?
I mean, kudos to Post Brothers.
Post Brothers, they're kind of ahead of the curve as far as what they offer for amenities. I wouldn't want to compete with them.
No, I mean, these amenities here are fucking
tip top.
Yeah,
that's why I rent instead of own.
But
like I can get all this for way less than what it would cost.
And keep this in mind. I mean, this is also kind of a trend. It's like, and I am proud that the Summers team just like picked up some rental listings from Post Brothers, for the Poplar and the Darien. Oh, maybe we'll bring people here to the Alta. But like to me, for when someone big like that is doing that, that's also kind of a little bit of a sign, but I'm happy to help, with that. Yeah, but at least like with their product is like cream of the crop there.
Yes.
Yeah, but think about all these other buildings, at least around here, and that's just here. Yeah, let alone the city of Philadelphia. Yeah, but like remember when, I know the financial crisis kind of killed like the condo model. Yeah, but like back in the day, instead of a 20-unit apartment building, it might have been a 20 like home condo building,
like at Redden House.
Yeah, or even around here, like
You still have it over here?
Back in the day.
Oh,
but like the financial crisis kind of really affected the condo market. But like I would love to see more of these boutique condo buildings come up. In the right
that would
spots.
Be cool.
Yeah, because I think now, like if you're a developer, if the numbers make sense, well, that's your way to like get liquid in the beginning and not at the end, and you have a little bit more risk potentially, with competing with all these other rental products.
Fair. I've been in my unit for so long. If it was a condo, I would have bought it.
Well, I get that, but I think the good news, and obviously again for home sellers or whatever, prices are still there, but at the same time, potentially there might be a tad bit more risk on the downside than reward on the upside. Yeah, but I kind of have a feeling prices would probably stay flat for a little bit. But I still think neighborhoods will still grow. But even if they stay flat, that doesn't mean someone shouldn't buy, right?
Yes.
Because they're building equity. Yeah, that mortgage interest deduction, we now know is safe, for the buyers out there. That's a big deduction that people can get each year. People always forget about that. Yeah, like if your mortgage payment is $3,000 a month and your interest is $2,700 times 12, that's
You're saving a lot of money.
That's a $30,000 deduction. Not to mention your real estate taxes, and not to mention the equity that you build in 1 year. Why have the landlord make that money in the equity when you as a homeowner can? Now, I support people that, hey, if you're in that transitory type thing and need to lease for a year or two, fine. But I think now that trend, especially with rates dropping.
Yeah.
Dude, we're shooting a podcast, like a week or a week and a half. The rates were already down before that. But, and what's weird is like I haven't really seen like a big effect.
Bro, people haven't really been talking about it that much. I figured that it would be all over the place, but it hasn't really been being blasted to, have it?
I've seen it online. Obviously, be like, I'm not looking for, daytime drama at the View or something.
Yeah.
So I see the the mortgage rate articles, but like I think that if you want affordability, well, finally we got it. Yeah, we didn't get it for the last fucking 4 years. Dude, it's a horrible pop. I should have golf shot. But we had an inflationary economy, but at least now, mortgage rates, have
They're going down.
much more beneficial. I think I saw that the average mortgage payment now, they put all the homes together versus a month ago, it was $400 less a month. Dude, that's $5,000 a year.
It's huge. What the heck?
Right? So I don't want to say cautiously optimistic about our market. I guess you have cautiously optimistic and you have bullish. I'm right in here, whatever that word is. And I'm very fucking bullish on the Phillies.
Let's go.
Let's go, Phillies.
There we go. There we go, my man. Thank you, Chris. Heck yeah. Is there anything else you want to leave these people off with before we wrap?
Nick, I think at the end of the day, I do like the kind of like, again, in the business world, kind of get back to basics, show up every day. If you're not showing up every day, we'll start now. Have a plan, have a mission, set some goals, kind of like if you don't have like something over here that you're striving towards, it might be harder to like do your daily activity today. And I think, this is like a reminder to myself too, because my family says, my sisters, like, Chris, you have undiagnosed ADHD. I accept that.
Of course.
Who doesn't, right? Yeah, but harness that stuff and focus on what you can control, not what you can't. I think the biggest thing, and think about all this, the political, like, mental wars within people's own minds are in the last few years, right? people, you know, it doesn't matter who you are. I'm sure that's like affected someone or everyone. And then with that, how much has that really changed your life today, right? And then as a result, how much time did you lose? Yeah, spending too much time on social media, yeah, and all that nonsense, and getting pissed off and defriending people or whatever it is. I understand there's a time and place for that, but I think more importantly, there's the time and place for yourself.
Yeah,
right,
100%.
And that doesn't mean just like only hang out with people who believe what you do. I think more importantly, it's like, hey, what can you do today? Yeah, that's going to benefit your life tomorrow. And I think there's a lot of people, including myself, that you just kind of get sucked up in this stuff. And I do pretty good not to. Yeah, but like that's a lot of mental masturbation. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Mental energy. Yeah, where that could be like harnessed and focused. And I think, yeah, for us in the sales world, show up, answer your phone, get back to people, set appointments, do the right thing. Yeah, under promise, over deliver.
Yes.
And surround yourself with the right people, Nick, right? It's like I've surrounded myself with you today.
My man. There we go.
I know that's right.
My guy. Boom. Perfect.
Is that good?
That was great.
All right, that's a lot.
All right, everybody. You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy hunting.
Follow, how do you follow, subscribe to the podcast?
Oh, they already know.
They already know?
They already know.
All right, well, me, it's pretty easy. TheSummersTeam.com, website, IG, TheSummersTeam.com, Facebook, The Summers Team Philadelphia, YouTube, The Summers Team. If you want to follow me individually, Philly Realty on Twitter, Instagram. Branding support, right?
Branding is all.
Yeah, I
what it is.
like my Philly Realty. So, boom, let it rip, baby.
Let it rip, let it rip. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe, you jerk. All right, happy hunting.